All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. The Houston Rockets are on a roll. Hold on, let me hit my OKC pack real quick. Now we're ready to make the video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Houston Rocket video. They are now 4-16. Now I know they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Oklahoma City Thunder at no point in this season were really probably going to do all that much still. However, they have 6 wins. They're not a horrible basketball team, but most importantly, the reason I'm so happy right now is because even though the Rockets are without Jalen Green, they're not even playing Daniel Theis, they're not even playing David Nwaba, two guys we thought would at least have some sort of impact every single night for this Rockets team, especially on the defensive end. They're just beating teams that they're supposed to beat right now. It's kind of hard when you've lost 15 straight games because you're probably not supposed to really beat anybody when you're 1-16. But anytime we play the Oklahoma City Thunder, no disrespect to the Thunder, but these are games I want to win. Because I know the Houston Rockets. I know the Houston Rockets are good. I know they're legit. And I want them to show teams like the Oklahoma City they're legit. Like, hey, we are not an easy win. And the Houston Rockets are not an easy win. Even if the Rockets get blown out by like 20 points, they're not making it easy on the other team. They're running up and down the court. It's just not an easy win. So tonight, man, it's a good day. Christian Wood, career high in rebounds. What did he finish with? 21? Oh, man, we're on the Thunder here. 21 rebounds, 24 points for Christian Wood. He's on fire right now. I think it's pretty obvious, actually, that not only Christian Wood, not only Kevin Porter Jr., even Jalen Green in the 3 games without Daniel Theis, they're so much better when they have spacing. Garrison Matthews, this was a signing that was extremely underrated. Like, Garrison Matthews was an extremely underrated signing, and he started off the season ice cold. Now, if you're a box score watcher, you're looking at Garrison Matthews every single night, and you're like, why is this man on the team? Why is he getting minutes? If you're watching the games, you're like, Garrison Matthews, once he starts making these shots, he is going to be useful. He plays with a ton of heart, a ton of hustle, a ton of energy, stuff, intangibles you can't measure. You just can't measure. That goes to show for pretty much the whole Rockets team that they just do a ton of stuff that you really can't measure. But Garrison Matthews, he started off the season ice cold, but he was still playing very good defense, and he was still doing everything but scoring. Tonight, 19 points, plus 16, plus minus, 7 of 14 from the field, 5 of 11 from downtown. Had some really nice finishes, especially in the 4th quarter. Played solid defense. Like, Garrison Matthews, extremely underrated, and I think the insertion of him in the starting lineup, although he's probably going to be out of it when Jalen Green comes back, it's really, really opened a lot of doors for this Rockets team. You saw Kevin Porter Jr. tonight. He put on a show. Did he get the triple-double? No, he was 1 rebound away from a triple-double. KPJ, same thing for him, man. Once Daniel Theis was out of the starting rotation, KPJ has so much more space to work with, and he is getting his teammates set up. He's also getting in his bag. He's not going to shoot the ball well every single night. Tonight was a horrible shooting night, 4 of 17. Just dropped 30 points the other night. Like, KPJ is fully capable. He's just got to get a little bit more consistent, a little bit more efficient, especially with that 3 ball. But, man, if he's dropping 11 points, 11 assists, and 9 rebounds, you can live with some inconsistent shooting as long as he's helping this team get some wins, because soon enough the turnovers will go down, the threes will go up, and the efficiency is going to go up. So KPJ right now, it's the same thing with Jalen Green. Once Daniel Theis is out of the starting lineup, they have so much more room to work with. It's honestly looking like Daniel Theis might be, I wouldn't even be surprised if they traded him at one point in the season if they keep going with this rotation. It took Stephen Silas way too long to figure out, like, hey, Christian Wood and Daniel Theis can't play well together. Maybe it was affecting the whole starting lineup, and I think it's pretty evident right now that it definitely was having an impact, and I don't think it was a positive impact whatsoever. But Christian Wood really tonight was the focal point. 24 points, 21 rebounds, 9 of 17, 3 of 6 from downtown, only missed a free throw, had 3 blocks. Granted, OKC isn't a big team. They run with extremely small lineups. Like, they go Baisley and Robinson usually as their 4 or 5. Derek Favors, sometimes, but whatever. So OKC, they're a pretty small team, and if we had got, we out-rebounded them by 20 plus tonight. If we got out-rebounded, if they had their way in the paint and you had a tough game from Christian Wood, that's inexcusable. And I think Christian Wood is finally starting to realize, yeah, I can talk the talk. Christian Wood can talk the talk. And sometimes he does have the statistics to back it up. Last year, he had the statistics to back it up. This year, it's just been a little streaky. It's been too inconsistent. I know he had some issues not being enough, not having enough of a role in the offense. There's a little bit of a stretch with that with Stephen Silas. Stephen Silas, in my opinion, gaslit him and said, sometimes when you're feeling a certain way, you say certain things, but that's neither here nor there. I like to express my displeasure with that comment by Stephen Silas. But right now, they're playing great, and it's really being led by KPJ and Christian Wood. The pick and roll between Kevin and Christian right now, first off, can we, KPJ's hair is the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's so cool. But anyways, in the pick and roll, KPJ and Christian Wood, they have been lights out. And that was the hope. That really was the hope. KPJ, get him going in a pick and roll with Christian Wood. Those are your 1-2 guys heading into this season. And with Daniel Theis, or maybe it wasn't even Daniel Theis, I think it was a lot to do with the spacing of Daniel Theis, because even if Daniel Theis is out there in the three-point range, they're not respecting. It's like having Russell Westbrook on the three-point range. Yeah, he can shoot 4 times. He can take 4 threes a game. He's not going to make all 4 of them. They're going to make guys like Daniel Theis beat them, and when Daniel Theis is out of the lineup, out of the rotation, it gives room for our dogs. It gives absolute room for our dogs. Jae'Sean Tate, phenomenal game, 7 of 12 from the field, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 15 points, plus 24 plus minus. This kind of goes what I was saying a couple of games ago, where it's I would love to see Jae'Sean Tate even play some minutes with the second team just so he has the ball in his hands more, because he's a very underrated passer. He started 1 game at point guard for the Rockets last year. I believe I know for a fact he had at least 10. He might have had 11 assists, but I think it was 10 assists. Jae'Sean Tate's a phenomenal passer. Granted, Jae'Sean, ever since the first 5, 6, 7, 8 games of the season, he was not looking like... He really wasn't looking like a long-term piece I wanted on the Rockets, and he wasn't looking like the starting piece I wanted on the Rockets. I was going as far as maybe even KJ Martin should start getting some role, because Jae'Sean Tate just was not doing anything really offensively for him. They're getting him more involved in the offense, and once again, the paint, it's just more open. Jae'Sean Tate is an excellent finisher. It's hard for Jae'Sean Tate to finish around 2-3 defenders, because you have a big boy Daniel Theis there, big boy Christian Wood there, bringing in their 6'9" plus power forward, 6'9" plus centers. It's hard for Jae'Sean Tate to get going there in the paint, and now you're finally starting to see it show again. It's been absolutely phenomenal. The final starter, Eric Gordon, he only had 11 points. I don't know how many of those were in the fourth quarter, but I would imagine at least 6 of them. Eric Gordon, the Rockets, I feel like were never really in jeopardy of losing this game, because their defense kind of just held OKC to... OKC struggled offensively the entire game, but you had Eric Gordon just make some huge threes. He had some nice buckets, some nice passes there in the final minutes that really just kind of kept our foot on the gas to help pursue that win. Daniel House Jr., oh my God, 8 rebounds, 12 points, 2 of 4 from downtown, 5 of 9. He's finally healthy. Hopefully he's comfortable. Hopefully he's confident. I am loving to see this production from Daniel House Jr. It's about damn time. I'm waiting 2.5 years for this, 2 years for this. Outside of that, KJ, it wasn't his best night. Şengün wasn't really that incorporated in the offense, but he had a pretty solid game. He only played 17 minutes. He had a huge poster dunk on pretty much the whole Oklahoma City roster. Josh Christopher and Deshaun Nix, they got called up because the next Vipers game isn't till the 7th, which is over a week away. So they only got 2 minutes tonight. But you did see Armoni Brooks. I mean, a horrible shooting night from him, but he really helps to open up that offense. When he's on, he's on. Don't worry, he'll find his stroke soon. That's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I post Rockets content pretty much every single day. I also have a Houston Rocket Daily channel down below. If you're still watching, you would love it. We're trying to hit 600 subs. We're like, I think 20 away from it right now. But I post a bunch of like we will evaluate like probably Christian Wood's game tonight, probably KPJ's game. You know, just like the stuff for the hardcore fans. So see you guys there. Peace.